You're listening to the Custom Built Podcast. In today's episode, we're going to discuss change. So stay tuned. Change is a big one. I don't know if anyone else has been feeling this big shift, both personally, professionally, all of this change and growth. But it's really prominent in in my life right now, and I feel like the people that I surround myself with are feeling similar ways about just something is coming, this big shift is happening, and whether we like it or not, we either be ready for it, we dive in, both feet, or we're going to be scared and not know what to do with it. So I thought it was a good time to talk about it because I feel like there's this a part of me, so where this stemmed from this morning, I had actually a whole nother idea of what I was going to talk about today. And so it shifted because I had this moment of realization where I was in my entrainment for network spinal. And if you don't know anything about that, because it was new for me, it's a chiropractic practice that focuses on your nervous system and basically unwinding it so you can be a better functioning human, and your body can get the sparks of what you need, the communication from your brain down to your nervous system, right? And that stuff can start functioning better and properly the way it was built to. And I've been doing this for almost a year now, and it was life-changing. I went because I could just tell there was just this yuck muck, I felt just on me, inside. And I might have explained this before, but it was if you play video games, there's this game, Zelda, and I love that game. But in that game, there's this tarry looking stuff that just takes over the land in some areas. And that is literally what it felt like on the inside of my body. I'm I just need to clear this up. I know it's there. So I found the chiropractic studio, Ivy Chiropractic Studio. It's actually where I started my podcast. She, Dr. Kate let me use her space to record and have that moment of really just so much support in that community alone. I can go on about that. So shout out to you, Dr. Kate, and everybody at Ivy. You guys changed my life. But I went and I was having chronic pains in my shoulders and tension headaches because I hold a lot in my shoulders. So not only was I just feeling this yuck and this tension, so I've been going there for about a year. And I can tell you from the time I've started to today, I've had maybe 1 or 2 tension headaches that just really rocked me. I don't have them anymore. And so I used to have them frequently, a couple of times a month. And since I've started Ivy, I had maybe 2. And the one that I can remember the most was right around when I was making the decision if I was going to stay or quit my job. And because I stressed myself out so much to this, my nervous system was back to that place. And so I think it's incredible. And that's, a change. And I don't remember where I was going with that. I was just giving you this past story on it. But I was back at my entrainment, and I've had this moment of clarity while I was there that change happens so fast, and at the same time, I feel nothing's changed at all. And personally, I feel this big, enormous growth for me, right? I've grown so much in such a short amount of time, made big shifts for me and personally, and it's so empowering, and it's a big confidence boost. It's why I'm able to be here today and just show up and whatever I look like and just be in front of this camera and this mic and talk to you the way I'm talking to you. So, I mean, in that sense alone, if you asked me 3 years ago if I thought this is what I'd be doing, I'd be hell no. Who am I even going to talk to? What do I have to offer? It's just a big shift, right? And I know 3 years is a long time, but in that time frame, so many big things happen in smaller increment of times that I was just blown away by the change. And so next week I go to a business event, one that I had similar to what I went to in December, and it's in Phoenix, Arizona, and that's where it was in December. So I like started like coming up with like this story around it, like what's changed since you've been here back in Phoenix in December. And I'm want to at the same time like just be like everything and nothing. And it just had me thinking about it. And so change, right? Like literally anything can change in a moment, right? Like your life can change in a 1 minute it's okay, and then the next minute like everything feels like it's like to shambles. And that might sound dramatic, but it's true. Like this is like a true thing, right? Like you can get the phone call or you whatever. Like life is so precious and so short, and yet like we're like nothing's changing, and things do change like on a constant level. So I was just getting kind of frustrated with like my business, like specifically, right? Like personally, like my whole life has like changed. I feel like since I've been at BBD Live in December. So like since I went to Phoenix last time to today, personally, like so much has changed and shifted. And not even like my own personal growth, yes, but like just dynamics and like relationships and like in everything. It's just like I can't even fathom like the change and the differences of what I was doing in December to what I am doing and how I am moving and how I am showing up for myself and for my family and for the people around me and just in general. Like it's night and day almost. So, but I'm getting frustrated because I'm like, why can't this happen for like my business and everything, and I realize that it can happen like that. And it's like, I think there's like a friction for me, right? So like there's like everyone says it's a slow burn, like it takes time to build and build and build. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I'm like, I'm so ready. And so when I'm ready, I'm like, I just want it now. And maybe that's like the millennial like instant gratification type thing, and that might be true. But at the same time, it's like, no, because like so much happens so quickly in my life that it's almost like I'm conditioned to be like, why isn't this happening so fast? And so I feel like the lesson here is there's obviously I'm not ready for it right now, right? So like the universe or God or source or however you connect to like the higher power of what is around us is telling me I'm not ready for it yet, but these are the things you are ready for, and this is big change, and these are big exciting things, and understanding that and understanding like your relationships and what is important for you, and like understanding where maybe seeing clearer on like your boundaries. So I had a whole episode about it. I've talked before. Like, I really thought I was good at holding boundaries. And I'm just recognizing in this like little short time of change of how much I didn't even know I needed a boundary in place, and that what I was taking on, like this energy sucking life force that I have that's like holding on to other people's stuff. And that was very much self-imposed, right? Like, so I think as a human race, we do these things in general. Like if someone's going to offer you a little bit of reprieve from like what you're feeling, it's only natural to just be like, yeah, take it here. And so for me, it was a natural way of being like, yeah, let me take on what you got, and not realizing I was doing this and like holding on to other people's stuff and not releasing it and not protecting myself in that, and recognizing where I needed to put a boundary that said, hey, wait, no, I can hold space for you, but I can also release your energy and not hold that for you because it's yours to hold and not mine. And I know I'm like shifting gears a little bit about like energy and change, but it kind of just all falls back into like understanding like when change comes, it comes when it's needed and not when we want it and not when we expect it, right? So you might have a plan for one thing. It's that same old saying, like you make your plans and God laughs, right? Like it's so true, because like there's been so many times where I'm like, I'm gonna do this today, and then like my kid gets sick, like vomiting, like cannot, like you should not be around me, my kid's sick, like. So change happens when it's supposed to happen, and it happens when we're actually ready to receive it, and or when we need to like step up for it. So like you might be like, I'm not ready for this change yet, but it's like maybe the universe or God or source, whoever, like is been like, no, yes, this is your test. Are you going to step up? Like, this is your test to find out, like, can you handle it, or are you going to hide away from it? And I think that's your choice, and that's where we see like those reoccurring patterns, right? Like sometimes it feels like we're on like this hamster wheel of like the same thing. I keep getting tested on the same things. And every time we're getting tested for it, it's like, are you ready for this or not? Because I have really big plans for you, right? Like the universe has the biggest plans for us. It's always got this best big interest for us. But if we're not ready for it, we're not ready to receive it, then it's not time. And so we get put into these tests to see if we are ready yet. And that's where, like I said, we get to choose. Are we going to step up or are we going to hide away? Because unknowingly, that might be a test that we're not aware that this is a test. And we're just like, oh, this feels familiar. Why is this happening again? Because we become more aware every time it happens. And then each time you're gaining a little bit more. And then it's like, oh, okay, this is it. This is my time. I get to make this choice differently now. I get to choose how I handle this test this time. And that's when we see the change, the big change that we're like, why isn't this happening for me, right? It's not those little things that have to happen when you're not expecting it, those big changes, but it's like, I know this is a test. I know this is happening again. And now I'm here and I'm ready for this test and I'm prepared and I'm ready to take it. And then it's the next step. And then it's that big change that we're expecting. So that's my little rant about change and like understanding and knowing like that these things are going to come and go, and like why does it happen in an instant for some things and then like other things just feel like it's taking forever. And that's my input on that. Like, you're just not ready for it. I'm not ready for it, or whatever it is, right? Like, so I was getting frustrated. I had this moment of reflection of, things normally happen really fast for me. Like, these things always happen. Why is this not happening? And that's kind of like a victim mentality in a way. Like, why is this happening to me? Why is this not happening for me? And it's now an opportunity for me to recognize that this is obviously something that I need work in, and I can, reflect and focus and journal or, whatever feels right to come for me. And so I'm excited. I'm excited for that. I love change. I think change is exciting. In fact, when things aren't changing and moving, I get really frustrated. And I know change can be really hard for a lot of people. Like even for my kid, there was like a whole time when he would not fall asleep if like something was off on his room. So I know change can be really hard. For me, change is exciting. Change can be scary though too. Like I'm not saying like I like dive in with change. Change has been really scary. I think it's also been something that my fear has kept me from making the changes that I know are necessary for me, and why I haven't had the big change that I hope for, right? Or that I'm looking for. Like, why isn't this happening? It's those reoccurring tests that I've had and made that same decision based off of fear. And that was another realization that I've had recently. Like, I don't ever want to not do something because I'm too afraid to do it. And I don't mean like fear as in safety and everything. Like, if I'm safe, like, cool. But I don't want fear to be the reason I don't do something because I'm afraid I might fail or I'm afraid what might happen. Like, I want to not, like, that is something I'm going to work really hard at and trust again that I know what's best, and trust to know that, like, I can listen to what my body and my soul is telling me that is necessary for me to do. So I invite you to do the same. I want to hear what your thoughts are and, your big, hairy, scary, like, I know this is a change that's really important and I not should, but like, if I want to see the change, this is something that would really be beneficial for it to change, right? The situation that I might be in. So I want to hear your thoughts on that. Would love to hear it. If you found this to be helpful or if it resonates with you, please share it with me. You can message me directly. So you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Pinterest, all the social medias at Hello Katie Go. And make sure to subscribe and leave a review and share it with all your friends. Again, if this is something that really resonated with you and it really hit a spot for you, I'd love to hear about it. All right, thanks, and have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye. Thank you for hanging out today. If you liked what you heard, please make sure you hit subscribe, and I hope to see you again next week. Have a good one. Bye-bye.